Path of Exile scammers are on the rise with a brand new game. There's always people coming from other video games and of course are going to be trying to scam you. And this video is going to show you guys how you guys can prevent getting scammed by showing you guys how some of these scams work. You can see all these posts over on this Discord group of this guy just scammed me, basically showing off the interaction. There are a ton of them, but I want to go over kind of the most important ones that you want to be aware of so it does not happen to you. So first of all, I want to go ahead and show you guys what is called price fixing. There's another section to this as far as scamming goes. This one is not necessarily scamming the player that is buying it, but they're essentially what's doing a price fix. So a price fix would be something where you actually try to look for an item, or you are trying to sell an item and you're like, okay, well, what are these going for? Let's say I had this ring, right? And I just dropped it. I want to know, how much is this ring worth? Well, I see a guy listing it for 1 Exalt. There's a 2 Chaos Orb, which is about, like, I don't know, a couple Chaos orbs is basically almost like double the Exalted, but it's still relatively cheap, right? Then we have 5 Exalts. So what is this worth? Then we just see instantly goes to a Divine. Well, the thing is that this item isn't worth a Divine, nor is it worth 1 Exalt or 2 Chaos. These two people here never intend to actually sell the item. This person over here listing it for a Divine Orb, they're basically never going to be selling it unless they get some, like, you know, someone that doesn't actually know the value. So what you got to do when you are searching for an item is go to the buyout price and check that if it's going for Exalteds first. This is a very, very big deal. So you can see over here, if I sort it by the buyout price of Exalt, you can see that we still see that one for 1 Exalt, there's a 5 Exalt, there's a 10 Exalt. These are all scams, by the way. The 10 Exalt, that's another scammer here. 15 maybe, but on average, this ring goes for about 20 Exalted Orbs. Anything under that, keep in mind, the time of me making this video, prices can indeed change, but this is a very common scam, and it's basically predatory towards the newer players that are like, I got this item, how much are people selling it for? Oh, it's going for, like, you know, 1 Exalt. Okay, I'll sell mine for 1, or I'll sell mine for 4 so I can undercut this guy and sell it fast. Yeah, it's not actually worth that. You kind of need to check. There used to be a really good website called PoE Ninja that would tell you the fluctuation of prices. However, that's not available for Path of Exile 2 yet. But once that comes out, it'll give you a good way to kind of judge how much an item is worth. So this is kind of, again, this is called price fixing. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is what people do in the trade window. So in this game, when you initiate a trade, it does require you to mouse over the item, but sometimes players are tired. They're just like, whatever, just hit accept. They just mouse over the thing real quick. You got to check. Let me go over some of the other ways that people do scam. This actually ties into PoE 1 as well. And to be honest, guys, a lot of times when people scam, and I put that in quotations, there's so many players in this game that accidentally put in the wrong item. If you receive the wrong item, you could whisper them. 9 times out of 10, they didn't intentionally, you know, do it on purpose. Sometimes there are 2 items that look exactly the same. They just control click on the item, and they just want to get back into their farming. So they put in the wrong item on accident. But this one is basically on purpose. If you are looking for, let's say, an uncut skill gem or a gem with sockets, sometimes they will put in an item and they'll say, oh, sorry, bro, my inventory's full. One example would be like, if I was to list this bow for a certain price, someone wants to go ahead and purchase it, and then I would say, hey, I'm sorry, bro, my inventory's full. I can't accept the, I can't accept the, 2 divines or whatever the cost is. And then when we go to trade the second time, I swap it because these bows look exactly the same. Unless you mouse over them, the little picture looks the same. I could put in 2 sockets, I can put in 2, random runes, and the player may not see it, so they can do what's called a swap. But there are other ways that people will swap items. Not only would you look at this and you can tell instantly, okay, it's a different one because it doesn't have the sockets, but some people, they go to lengths to find an item that is so identical, but it's missing that one stat that actually makes it valuable. In this case over here, it could be the attack speed, it could be the crit chance, it could be the physical. They do swaps. Now, there are other swaps that they will do that are very, very subtle. One excellent example would be uncut skill gems level 20. The difference between a level 20 and a 19 is night and day difference between the price. So what they would do in the swap right there is they may not even do the thing where they're like, oh, sorry, bro, my inventory's full. They may put a level 2 uncut skill gem, and in your brain, you just see the number 2, and you're like, oh yeah, 20, go. That's where they get you. There's, again, tons of these, and I'll show you guys some real examples, but I want to show you guys them on the trade website first. Another thing that you may see is people giving you the gems. There are multiple different scams on these gems as well. That could be that you buy a 5 link or a 4 link, whatever, how many sockets does it have in it, and they put in one that has maybe the wrong amount of sockets in it. Also, they could give you a corrupted one when it's supposed to be a non-corrupted one. Corrupted ones generally will go for a lot cheaper, or the quality may be different. But again, 9 times out of 10, a lot of times people accidentally put in the wrong one. They may have like 10 of these, and then, you know, they click on the wrong one when they go pick it up. But a lot of times, if you get the wrong item, always whisper them, give them the benefit of the doubt that, you know, they just gave you the wrong item before getting mad and taking screenshots and posting, because genuinely, I bought items, I'm like, wait, hold on, this is the wrong item. And then I go ahead and whisper them. And again, 9 times out of 10, Path of Exile players are not really interested in, you know, doing these sort of things, but it does definitely happen. I've definitely seen it on the rise. It's a brand new game, you know, there's always newer players trying to, you know, do things. Again, I kind of went over that one, and always mouse over the item. This is absolutely key when they swap an item. Sometimes it's easy when you can see, oh, this is the corrupted one, and then they throw in a different item, it's corrupted, it has almost the same stats. So be on the lookout for specifically, again, the same icon. This could be with a chest piece, a bow, a pair of boots, it doesn't matter. They just have the same picture, and that can get you sometimes. Over here, you can see there's a lot of people that will post. This one is mostly with the services of doing specifically the ascendancy. There's a lot of people that won't pay for the service, which is unfortunate. If you're wondering what Discord this is the Forbidden Trove. It's actually one of the most popular ones for Path of Exile. People do a lot of trading here. They also have like a scam report section, but I want to go over kind of, again, the most common ways that people do try to scam in this game, so you can, again, prevent it. But if you do happen to have this is an okay place. And I say it is an okay place because it does get them out of the server here, but this is not getting them essentially banned in the game. You can't actually go, you can go try. But a lot of times people use what's called a sock account, meaning it's like a level 1 account, and they basically can get banned, and they genuinely don't care because that's all they're interested in doing on the account. If the account gets banned, they lose nothing because it's just that one thing that they may lose out on. Again, if people are scamming for level 20 gems and he has, like, you know, 10 level 2 gems on a level 1 character, he doesn't care if it gets banned. So just be aware when there's a very low level character more than likely, though, again, with this game, most of the time when people are getting an item, it is for their character, so they'll be high level. And not every single low level is, like, you know, out there to scam, but it happens. Lower level characters more. Another thing is that, again, a lot of times you will see where people are doing the service carries, but then after you do the service, the person does not pay. Right now in the Forbidden Trove Discord, you do have the buyer of, like, the run. They're kind of at an advantage because you don't pay for the service until the service is completed. So it kind of screws over, again, the seller in this case. But I mean, people like this guy, scammed him for 10 exalts, a really low amount, but at the end of the day, a scam is a scam, and that kind of sucks. There is, again, a lot of the things in this game have to do also. Oh, did it kick me out of the game? Okay, we'll sit in the lobby intro music anyways for this part. But basically what it comes down to, this is another swap. So sometimes you'll see these certain jewels that have like they're very, very specific. Again, sometimes scammers are really interested in getting something super close. Like maybe he really wanted that extra 4% damage as extra cold damage. That's a good stat, but the reduction of ignite duration is not very good. So maybe he swapped just that part of it. Maybe it is a completely different jewel. I don't know the exact case, but this one over here, this is a 15 divine scam, so be on the lookout for this. Another thing is that some people will, again, swap jewels. This is a very, very common thing, or just like one little, like, you know, pixel item. People's like, whatever, you just hit accept. That's what a lot of people will do. You can see this person over here is offering him currency. And another thing, because that they are the same color over here, the Exalted Orbs and the Orb Alchemy is another scam where people like swap the item. Another thing that you have to look at, if you're getting any corrupted items, sometimes corruptions, they do have different implicits, or the numbers may change, and you just see, oh, this is the, you know, Mahuzadal's Machination, the Omen Crest Shield, and the guy's got 2 of them. He's got a good one and a bad one, and he swaps them, but it looks the same. It's got 3 sockets in it. Again, depending on the level of the scammer over here, and this is another scam where it was the one I was talking about. The you can see this guy put TTV in his name, but the thing is that more likely what happened in this case was he was selling it for Exalted Orbs, and maybe he made a mistake, because again, they look very similar. I think that they should change the colors on these, maybe make one of them like purple or something, because it's just it looks very similar. So the Orb Alchemy is not on the same level as Exalted Orbs for the price, and you can see this person's like, yeah, lock it in, brother, and it's not the same amount. Another very common scam is you will see people put in, they might go 10, 10, 10, and then they'll go 1 and you see like, okay, it looks about right, and you hit accept. That's another like kind of scam that people will do as well. And this is, again, has to do a lot of times on maybe either corrupted items, or this is across the world too. I just wanted to show off this is in another language, but these scams exist all over the game. You could still, by the way, trade with players that are in another language. Someone has asked, do I need to be on their server? No. Basically, if you are engaged in trading, it doesn't matter what their server is. When you join their lobby, though, you will lag a little bit because it's just the host for the location is going to make you lag a little bit. But if it's for a trade, it doesn't really matter. As far as gameplay goes, that 100% does matter, especially if you're doing carry runs. You do not want the host, well, usually the host is the person doing the carry anyways, but again, sometimes if it's for a very certain thing, you want the person that is doing the carrying to be on their like server, because otherwise they can lag and they can actually lose out on the run. This one over here is another one where I believe this person said it was like divine. It was 1 divine and the guy put in 10 exalt. So one thing that some people will do is they will put in something else, and that's actually not a scam, but 10 exalt at the time of me making this video is not the same as 1 divine. Sometimes, let's say for example, chaos orbs, 1 chaos orb is worth 2 exalts. Again, prices can fluctuate, but I'm just using this as an example. If you're selling something that, let's say, is 10 exalts and he puts in 5 chaos and the ratio is correct, people do accept that as a trade. But in this case over here, this guy, I saw the post over here, I'm just using his screenshot as an example of this, and he said that it was supposed to be a divine. I don't know if, can we see the text over here? Okay, so here it is. So you can see he's saying that, hi, I would like to get the 3 dragons mask for 10 or for 1 divine. Okay, and then he puts in 10 exalts, completely different currency. Is it a mistake? I don't know, but again, this is where, again, the prices are too different. But sometimes that will happen, and that's not a scam. It's just that, again, prices fluctuate, and sometimes people aren't up to par. But I would say actually within the first like day that it came out, the divine orbs were legitimately at like 10 exalted orbs for the divine orb, and then they went to like, I don't know, 30, then they went to 60, and right now they're like at 127 at the time of making this video. But again, prices fluctuate all the time, so keep in mind that is a thing. Another thing is that instead of throwing in a bunch of divine orbs, you can see this guy has a mirror. I mean, someone that's trading a mirror is probably not going to get scammed, but you can see over here, these are supposed to be divine orbs, I believe, and the guy put in exalted orbs. They're putting in the same amount of whatever you were, trying to go for. And again, sometimes people they just see it and they're just like, whatever, they click it. And you'd be surprised, because I'm showing you guys, these are all real results. Now, most of these over here, this guy just dodged the payment over here, but there are tons over here. You can see that there are more scam reports. I just wanted to go over the ones that are a little bit more common. Again, most are almost the exact same, where it's like, hi, I'm trying to buy this item. And another thing that I wanted to go over is that when they whisper you, right, sometimes people will cheat the text. So you can see this guy says, hi, I want to buy this item listed for 5 exalts. Now, I'm not sure what this item is, but what exactly can happen with this is they will change the text to say that, let's say he was trying to sell this for 5 exalts. He'll change the text to say 1 exalted. And so he whispers you, and you're like, okay, he wants to buy my item. You drag the item out, or you control click the item out, and then it says for 1 exalt, and you're like, okay, I was listing this for 1 exalt. Because a lot of players, they list so many items, they don't remember exactly what item was priced at what price. So they're just like, oh, what is it, 1 exalt? So they're swapping the text from the little message, and that's a pretty big brain play, so watch out for that one as well. Again, there's so many scams this day and age, but I just want to cover the most important ones. This one over here, he tried to buy this and tried to trade 14 divs and 40x and cancels the trading, saying miss one. Try to trade back 1 div instead of 10. Okay, so sometimes when there's an item where he doesn't have like the full change here, he expects you to give the change, or some other case like that, whatever it happens to be. But you can see that there's another one over there. But I would be on the lookout for these. I just want to go over the most common ones, because honestly, if we went through every single method that someone did try to actually scam, the video could be a lot longer than necessary. But these are just the most common ones that I've seen, and just be on the lookout for those. If there's any other really good ones, let me know, because I feel like this is an absolute essential, because 99% of the players, I would say, probably are playing the softcore trade league, and there are so many people out there to take advantage of newer players, as a lot of people are coming from, let's say, Diablo, and this is their very first Path of Exile game. And some of these scams, they've existed since the beginning of even Diablo 2, where people would throw in like they throw in the Tal Rasha armor, and they put like a chipped amethyst, and it would change the color in it, and you would just hit accept because you didn't mouse over it. Yeah, you gotta watch out for those things. So anyways, hopefully this guide was informative and helped you guys out. If you are new here and you want to be up to date on Path of Exile and to learn more about it, we'll be dropping more of these essential tips and tricks. If this is your first time here, check out part 1. All of these videos are designed to really help you guys get a huge advantage and edge on the game. Anyways, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Have a good one, and I'm out. Peace.